Welcome back to Kearney Creek Farm, and today I want to go over the last video I made, which for some reason blew up. It was crazy. It was on non-tool items that I use in my shop here when I'm doing different work. I got so many good comments and so many good subscribers. You guys are awesome. Thank you for taking a look at that video and deciding that, hey, I want to watch more from this guy because apparently you have good taste, or you're just a glutton for punishment. But anyway, first of all, I wanted to kind of go over some of the things that were the comments from that video. A lot of you guys wanted to see the shop dog, or the shop dogs, the dogs I have here in my shop when I'm doing work. And let me turn the camera around here and I'll show you what they're doing right now. So this guy here is obviously a German Shepherd laying in the sunshine, enjoying himself. Also a German Shepherd. And he is the world's cuddliest shepherd. And those are my two best buddies here in the shop when I'm doing work. What they're really good for is camaraderie. And number two, if there's anybody around here who even drives by, they let me know someone's driving by because they just won't shut up about it, especially that one right there. That's the one who was laying in the sun. He's very vocal. So if you want to stop by, make sure you let me know first, or else he'll greet you at the gate. But he's a good boy. I got another comment too, wondering if I had any magnet trays. And yes, I use magnet trays. These, of course, are the Harbor Freight style magnet trays. I don't have the big square one yet. These are great because obviously they're a magnet tray. They have magnets on the back. And if you're doing some kind of work, you can stick these to a toolbox or even to the fender of your vehicle. And you can just put the bolt or whatever nut, it sticks right there, so you're not going to lose it. We all know how magnet trays work, but yes, excellent suggestion on the magnet trays. And the same commenter said, hey, what about some big pieces of cardboard? And yes, I've got big chunks of cardboard. I have about, let's see, I don't know, 4 or 5 of these large pieces of cardboard. And that's right, they're great for underneath the vehicle, especially if you want to try to keep your concrete, it's going to fall down here, keep your concrete from getting all nasty. And also it's nice to lay on too. And there it goes. Nice to lay on too, so you're not getting your coveralls too greasy or grimy, especially if you're like me. And if you work for a place where you can go ahead and just take off your greasy overalls, throw them in a bin, and a guy picks them up and washes them and brings them back, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting as greasy. But when I got to take these into the house, and my wife's looking at me like, you're not going to put those in the washing machine, are you? And I tell her, well, yeah, I'm going to have to. And then she, you know how it goes, gentlemen. It's a challenge sometimes. But anyway, let's move on to number 3. So another commenter said, hey, you know what would be a great thing is if you had a bunch of blocks of wood that could help you out with what you're doing. What's up, buddy? So yes, I've got plenty of blocks of wood. These are 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, all the way up to 2x12. I believe they're on top. And then I have more overflow stuff here. And this is just what's in the shop. I have a whole other area that has a crap ton of wood. So this is not an exhaustive example of the kind of, it's not an example of the wood I have. All right, grow up. Okay, and let's move on to the next. So yes, good comment. Thank you for the suggestion, blocks of wood. This is my kind of not sure what to do with it pile of wood. It's probably going to end up in a burn pile at some time. You know, if you're not a dude if you don't have just blocks of wood hanging around in your garage or your shop or around the house. They just kind of seem to multiply. Because I mean, look, I can use that somewhere, right? Probably not, but that's why it's in the burn pile. But something like this, 2x4, it's probably about 24 inches. Yeah, you could totally use that for something. So that's my keep pile. Oh, I forgot the crate. One more place where I throw scraps of wood. The struggle is real, isn't it? You know, you just can't get rid of those little bits and bobs of wood, can you? Because they're going to come in handy. And you know what? The other day, I actually was looking for a little chunk of wood. I forgot what I was doing, but you know what? I found it over there, and it came in totally useful, and I'm glad that I saved that one piece of wood. It saved my ass. So let's move on to number 4. So a few commenters said a good source of light, good illumination for what you're doing. And I have a few examples here that I keep in the shop to help me out. If I'm working on a car, truck, tractor, or whatever, you need to have that light somewhere. So I have this guy here. This is just your Milwaukee floodlight. It's kind of nice because you can rotate it. It's kind of an octagonal octagonal shape. There we go. And you can kind of tilt it to however you want to give it. Tilt it down. You put it like that. It's kind of like a lantern. It's got a handle on top, but it has your standard on-off. But it's it's on high, and then you click it again. It goes to low. Then it goes to off. So it has 2 different settings as far as illumination. And then I also have my Milwaukee Rocket here, which is kind of nice. I can go ahead and put it up higher and have it aimed down into a hood of a vehicle, or I can just kind of set it up like such. If I'm working down low, I can just aim it to where I'm working, say on a wheel, or like recently I did the hubs in my truck and had this thing going, and it helped out a lot. And as far as hands-free, these are both obviously hands-free, but you need a headlamp. There's another one here. It's a Milwaukee headlamp. Just kind of keep it wrapped up with a Velcro strap around it, so it's just kind of staying bundled up like that. And of course, everyone sees before. They're everywhere. But yeah, good tips on the lighting. Got that covered. And I'm going to throw in one real quick that I just thought of, actually, by looking at my list here. A clipboard and a pad of paper and a pencil. So last time I was working on my car and my truck, I needed to write down torque specs on different things. So I would go out of the shop because the reception in here sucked. So I had to walk out the door. I'll look up, what's the torque spec on this bolt or that nut or whatever. I'll write it down on here. That way I can come back in as when I'm working, I can go, okay, it's 72 foot-pound of torque or whatever I wrote down there. So that came in real handy. That way I didn't have to remember it, because at my age, your memory is about as long as my attention span. That's it. I knew you were thinking attention span. So let's go on to the 5th and final one. Now I guess apparently this is the 6th bonus one. Someone in the comments said, my beard looks fake. Do you think I would choose to buy a gray beard and, say go to Amazon or Temu, or is it Temu or Temu? I don't know. Leave it in the comments. But would I go online or to a local beard establishment and choose a gray beard like this? Probably not. Then again, maybe I bought a gray wig or a gray beard to look more distinguished. Is that working for me? Do I look more distinguished now, or am I just look like an old grumpy son of a bitch? That's kind of what I am in real life anyway. So I'm going to leave your beard looks fake to be a mystery. Is my beard fake or is it real? I don't know. But that'll be, leave it in the comments too. Is my beard fake or real? Fake or real? But anyway, that's where we're going to leave it. Oh, before I forget, I was going on ChatGPT and I said, hey, how do you remove paint that's been transferred to a vehicle? And it said WD-40. And I'm like, hey, I think I have some somewhere. Well, sure enough, I did have some. Went to use it, and I went to spray it on there, and I pushed this down, and nothing came out, although there's liquid still in there. So I'm like, hey, I saw a video a long time ago on a guy who took compressed air and, took the nozzle off like such. It was easier before. Took it off like such, so it leaves that little dealie there. They put the nozzle right over there, and they sprayed air. And I thought, well, I'll try it. I can't lose anything. Either that's going to just go in the garbage can. So I did that, and to my dismay, or to my surprise, it actually works now. So yes, you can repressurize, and I don't know how safe it is, and I'm not going to be held responsible for anybody blowing their hand off because they put too much air in one of these, if that's even possible. But anyway, that's what I did. It works now, so take it for what it's worth. That trick does work. So, thanks again for everybody who is now subscribed and longtime subscribers. You guys are the OGs, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around. Please drop a like or comment. And I want to say, lastly, I want to say hi to my buddy Nick from work. Hey, Nick, how's it going? He's been a good supporter of me at work because he usually gives me a lot of crap for the videos I make. And sometimes he's actually positive about them. So, hey, man, thanks, Nick. And we will see all you guys next time.